Okay guys, so there was supposed to be an Iron Man video today, but I lost track of time and it is now getting kind of late. So instead, I don't want you guys to be completely disappointed. New changes on the server. So this is going to be server news again. I know we just did one the other day, but this right in front of you is Alcatraz. I know it's kind of a corny name. It's, whatever. Go ahead, laugh all you want. But in front of us over here, I believe right about in this area here is North Point. And if we turn around, that's the other island chain. And we'll actually go a full circle so you can see there is nothing close enough for you to swim to. So, don't try swimming here. This is accessible by boat only. The I think I might not have that one quite. Well, maybe it is. Okay. So in building this, and we'll get to what it is here in just a second, but in building this, I discovered that these two pads here, and there's a couple inside as well, they're mycelium. Without this being a chaos server, which it's not, it's a freedom server, that means there is no Horde of the Summoned, so they're going to automatically decay. Therefore, if you have Lib as your deity, Libilla, you're going to be looking for these tiles for healing and all that stuff. You're going to end up having to basically make the tiles yourself because these are going to decay. So I'm going to end up changing these out. That's enchanted grass. That's mycelium. And there's a few spots inside as well. The enchanted grass will stay. But it's not fair if the enchanted grass is there and the mycelium is not if you have wars of the religions, so to speak. This, as you may have guessed, is the only PvP spot on this entire server. So, let's get down here. This is really deep water. This, surrounding the entire thing, this outer edge, is only 25 tiles deep. So, large boats can come up here. This is only 6 tiles deep, and the smaller boats require 5. The larger boats, I believe, require 21. So you got a few extra tiles below, and you've got the tiles here that are at 6, or -6, and then these are effectively at sea level. So you can easily get in, and then of course in here, this is all at 10 above. These are 12 above. So you're not, I mean, it's set up so that you can pull up an anchor on any side. You can use these pads to put your tent down, which tents require a 2x2 square, and there's enough space on each pad for 9 tents. So you got 4 squares there. It's a 2x2. There's another set. There's another set. There's literally 6 squares by 6 squares. Okay? There are signs out as you exit that say, don't forget your tent. You don't want to just leave it here. You're going to want to take it with you. But there's enough room. Oh, and the other signs right here indicate it is a PvP area and to beware. Right now, there are no regulations on the PvP, and I am not, and neither is Old Bitty Gaming. Corey is the other GM. That's Bitty's GM character. Um, we're not going to babysit this area. So if you get into a bout, we're hoping that they're all going to be friendly bouts and rules and stuff are going to be agreed upon before you enter. But beware, full PvP rules do apply. So if no rules are set and you just enter in, expect that somebody, if you die, somebody's going to end up looting your corpse. So that's why I suggest bring a tent, pop it down so you can get back in there to get your stuff. Um, that and if you sail over here and you forgot to dump your tent down, you die. You're going to end up either way over there at North Point, or you're going to end up on your deed somewhere, wherever your deed is. That's a long journey without a boat. And I'm guessing that you've already had somewhat of a long journey to get here. Um, I mean, this is kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which is why it was called named Alcatraz. Um, as you come over, you can park on any of these sides, any of the four sides. They're all made equally. Um, so there's plenty of room for larger vessels, for shorter vessels, whatever. Bring your friends, have a friendly PvP battle. Do get into agreements with other players on the server and do a battle royal. Um, Host a battle royal. Hell, let me know that you're doing it, what time you're going to be going on or whatever. And if I'm not able to be here, then keep track of who actually wins per your rule set and what the reward is, or issue your reward yourself. But if you want me to monitor and you want me to make sure everything is fair, and there goes that mouse bug again, then let me know when it is. If I can be here, I will, or Corey will, so we can monitor and make sure that everything is above board. If you want it to be a battle royal, last man standing kind of setup, then you're probably going to have to wait for one of the two of us to show up. Everybody goes inside, everyone agrees, no fighting until it's announced that the battle has begun. That will give either Corey or I time to lock all four gates so that no one can enter after they've been eliminated. Once they've been eliminated, they're going to go back to their spawn point. So hopefully everybody brought a tent, parked it down. Oh, there's a shark, by the way. We'll go over and take a quick gander since he's right here, and some of you haven't seen a shark before. At least not up close. That's an old, huge shark. They are out in these waters. So, yeah, don't try swimming. They will eat you. So, anyway, um, sail over, bring your friends, whatever, park your boat. Everybody pitches a tent, um, so that when they do die, they have a spawn point, and then before you leave, take your tent with you. Once you enter, actually, before we get there, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go out here on the side where the shark is because he can't get me anyway. But I'm going to drop the flight. So now I'm swimming. Here's the area that deeper boats go. Now you come up on shallow boats. So you literally don't have to climb or anything. All you got to do is swim to the edge. That's it. From anywhere. And you can come right up the edge. Okay, that's a shallow enough grade. That's only a 20. So you can literally walk up the edge and go straight inside. When you go inside, watch for the pop-up in the middle of the screen. And you also get the same message in your event window. Anywhere inside these gates is PvP. Anywhere. So that was Mycelium. That was Enchanted Grass. Obviously, it's not sticking around. So I'm going to have to figure something else out. But I figured I'd give you a tour of what all's in here. So there's a bunch of different terrains. So some of them you'd be able to move a little faster on, some of them not so much. There's trees that get in your way that you can kind of hide behind or use to block or what have you. So I try to give a few obstacles and such. Okay, and hopefully it'll work out. We can definitely make adjustments to this area as time goes on. We can change it around so it doesn't get stale. But this is what we have for now. Now, I do realize a lot of the players on the server are not PvP, and so then you get a message saying you leave the PvP area. But there are a lot of players on this server that are not PvP. I get that. Eventually, we're going to end up with a few that want to PvP, or we're going to have a few that want to try their hand at it, which is why there's only one arena. This is the only place on this map PvP is allowed. It's not allowed anywhere else. I've not created another area for it, and I won't. This area may end up at some point being expanded depending on demand. If there's only one or two people, then it's probably not going to be expanded. It's going to be left as it is. And, we may end up changing the dynamics of the arena from time to time. I may go in like once a month and just reset the entire arena and do it differently each time. I don't know. But that is what we have done today. And like I said, you can see you're a ways away from everything. So let me get back down here, and I'm going to switch to the other screen for just a minute. Get you in a view there. I'm going to pull up the map. Oh, come on. My map is not wanting to refresh. Give me just a second. There we go. Okay. And we want to go here. Okay, so here's the map. As you can see, it's already starting to shift back over. But yeah, so it's not very large. And if you zoom out, it is literally out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing around it. You've got a ways to go to hit anything. So it's possible you could end up missing it if you're shooting off that direction. Your best bet, leave North Point, head for the tip of this island chain. You're probably going to see it. Hopefully you do. But the coordinates here, we'll zoom all the way in and we'll click right there in the dead center. That is 1565, 875. So that's where the arena's at. If you choose to come over and take a look and check things out and what have you, um, not pressured. Not it doesn't matter. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Okay. I just wanted to let everybody know that it is there, but that is why we're calling it Alcatraz, because it's out in the middle of nowhere. You cannot swim without fatigue to any location, regardless of which direction you swim. You're going to die. Sharks are going to get you if you don't die of fatigue first. So you'll either drown or you'll be eaten. Um, bring a boat, bring your tent. There we go. But that is the newest edition. So yeah, come check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Um, if if you're a PvP player on this server, um, try it out. Invite your buddies, whatever. Um, give her a shot. See what happens. If there's issues with it or whatnot, please let me know. If you're not a PvP player, then catch me while I'm on, and I will come over, secure the area, make sure nobody else is here, and I will summon you in so you can take a look at it and know that you're safe, um, and then port you back to wherever you came from. Probably your deed or North Point, one or the other, and then you can find your way from there. But that's that, and then we will do one other thing I wanted to show you. We're going to port over. Let's see. We're going to. Yeah, we're going to Outpost 13. Okay, back up in the air. Oh, I gotta fix that guy. I didn't want that guy. Outpost 13 has now been flattened and surrounded by a wall for a good portion of it. This is going to be my little playground. Um, the Now that it's daytime, you guys can see the docks are in. Here's the shallow area for the smaller boats. There's the deeper runs for the bigger boats, and then at the end of each one, there is a. If you fall off and you're in the water, you can actually get back up. So we'll go out here in the water. We'll take off flight, so we're actually swimming. So if you fall into the water at some point, just go to the end of one of these areas. Oop. And you're going to have to hit your climb button for a quick second, but you can get up. I may end up dropping that one down one more. I don't know. I'll adjust it so you shouldn't have to hit your climb button. Okay, so that's done. We'll show you the outside here. There have been a lot of modifications to this island today. There's also another external dock over here. So again, shallow boats, bigger boats, and then you can come up here. You can get on the grassland area. I am going to be putting in a fence down there surrounding the bottom half of the island so that people can't just come up and, swipe the animals and so forth. But actually, I don't think I need to do that. I don't know. I'll look into it. I think I can just set it so that the animals aren't, you can't just take them. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. But there's the altar. So it's kind of sitting on the peak of the island, overlooking Outpost 13. And there will be some merchants in here. There'll be all of the animals will be free roam. We'll make sure there's farmland and chickens and all kinds of stuff over here, so you can come over, groom. If you're really looking at getting your animal husbandry up, you can come over here and groom to your heart's content. They are going to be free roam, which means that there isn't any um, enchanted grass or anything for them to stay healthy, so some of them may get sick. I'm going to be putting in a few isolation pens so that if you find a sick or diseased animal, you can lead it to that pen and isolate it from the rest of the herds. Okay, now I don't know if yes they are. Okay, so I made a mine. This is my personal mine. You will not have access to this, but every time, there we go. Every time you either enter into or leave a mine, you flight stops. So this is my workshop area. Oh, stop already. Good gravy. Sorry about that, guys. My workshop area, so I've got my forge, my smelter, a couple of food storage bins, larder, oven, and then don't you dare stop. I have my jewel board so I can constantly stay fed. And then I've got some bulk storage bins over here. This oil barrel has all of the olive oil needed for all of my lamps. And since it's sitting there, in case you're wondering, any lamp that takes oil that you have on your deed that's secured on your deed, if you fill it up and light it and have a huge cedar wood or a huge oil barrel, what doesn't matter what, excuse me, what kind of wood. If you have a huge oil barrel that's full of oil, and it doesn't actually have to be full, but you have to have oil in it. You can put the oil in the barrel, and your lamps will stay lit all the time. Your Templars will come around and light them. They're used to that oil is used to fuel all of the lamps. So, okay. So this has pretty much every type of ore or stone that I'm going to need for anything. We come down here. This is a huge mine, and I brought Crow in earlier and showed him. I mean, this is definitely overkill. So don't think you have to have a mine like this, because I definitely went through and I altered every wall to have an ore. If I need stone, I can mine it out of my ceiling. Speaking of which, it was mentioned earlier that we don't have anywhere to get stone over in North Point, so I will be fixing that as well. I didn't realize that. Sorry, guys. But see, I've got iron, I've got lead. There's adamantine, glimmer steel. There's gold and silver behind me. Whoa! Stop that. Oh, you can kind of cut through and see what's what. kinda, but it's just me glitching through the wall. So we've got marble, we've got slate. There are no nodes up this way. That's literally just my workshop. But we'll actually go around this way. So you can see it doesn't actually do anything. It's just kind of a wraparound. So I can come down either way. But that's my mine. And that is, so far, what we've been doing on Outpost 13. Now, future plans. Fishmonger will be here. There will be farmland. There'll be merchant booths. Probably a few other things, but I haven't quite decided exactly what else is going to be here. But this is the location specifically that should be coming for that altar, for the bone altar. We'll go take another look at it. This is Labilla. She is also the statue on the west wall of North Point. But that is the huge bone altar. That's what emits the black light. I've got the graphics turned down again, so you're not going to see it, but that is what emits the black light. And she is considered the evil deity. On PvP servers, a lot of people go that worship her because some of the spells that you can get are geared specifically for PvP. But anyway, that's it for. Actually, we'll go over on this side just so you can see this side. So it's a fairly deep drop off all the way around. I may end up cleaning up this wall a little bit too. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But all of these are set up so that you can climb up in. And then there's the ramp going up. Oh, I forgot some grass right there. That's okay. I'll fix it. But this is going to be my little playground when I'm not GMing. Corey/Biddy has Corey as a GM character and has Biddy for being able to play, and this is going to be for my playtime character that is A, not a GM, B, has no GM powers whatsoever, C, has no skills yet either. So he's starting from scratch. The only benefit that he's got over Iron Duck is Iron Duck started with nothing, no tools, no nothing. And this character starts with the starter gear. So I will have plenty of time to do what I need to do with this character, provided I have time to do it. But when I'm not recording, I'm not having to GM stuff and deal with the server stuff, and I can just kind of let it be. I can jump on and I can play and just play like everybody else. Outpost 13 is going to be that spot. In fact, the deed itself, I don't remember where my deed marker is, somewhere back there, I think. The deed itself is set to that character. So I have the entire island, and the deed actually goes out into the water quite a little ways. So this entire island is mine to do with as I please, but I'm going to be setting it up, like I said, so that people can come and deal with merchants. They can do animal husbandry, maybe a few other things. I'm not sure yet. I may set it up for farming as well, but the other thing that's going to be here, or that this is going to be good for, is this is going to be a permanent spot for you to be able to fish. Here, it's shallow enough so that you can use the net. But let's say you didn't want to use the net. You wanted to just be able to fish with a pole. You can come out here. Am I swimming or am I? Oh, stop. Okay, still walking. Good. So this is way down there. So you could actually fish. Walk right out to the edge here. And you can cast your line. No boat needed. And you're fishing in deep water. Um, so this whole area is going to be set up kind of like in a way, kind of a fishing village. Um, and there's other things that I want to do too, but that's what this one's going to be focused on. Whereas North Point is kind of the starter town, getting people used to combat and their basic skills for cooking and various crafts and whatnot. This is going to be more of a specialized area for um, and there's going to be some basic stuff as well. But considering you need a boat to get here for the most part anyway, I'm going to assume that by the time you get to Outpost 13, you're already pretty much going to have kind of a grasp on the game. Um, Beyond that, there's not really a whole lot to announce. I've been asked a few times about the priesthood and restrictions and all that stuff. Honestly, all I can tell you is at the moment, the altars are working, from what it seems. I have not done any tweaking or twisting or mods or anything along those lines for priests. Have not, which means everything is vanilla. Everything is default. There's nothing that has been changed. Therefore, what typically the restrictions are. So, if um, if you decide you wanted Magrenon as your deity, go to Wormpedia, look up Magrenon. It's going to tell you at the bottom of the page what your restrictions are. Um, I can't change that at the moment. I don't know what mods to deal with. I don't know really anything about it yet. So you're going to have to give me time to research all of that stuff and figure out what I can do, if I can do anything. As I said in the previous video, there are a lot of mods out there that are just flat out broken now. If they're broken, I don't want them on this server, because all they're going to do is either crash the server or they're going to break other things, other mods and whatnot on the server. And I'm not going to have that. So if they're not a fully functioning, up-to-date mod, they're not coming on here. Which means I'm going to have to keep searching and keep looking to see if I can find something else that will allow me to work on different aspects of the game. Now, I do know, because I was on Mythmore. Um, yeah, I was on Mythmore Prime. Um, and they have other deities, and the spell restrictions were reduced or whatever. But I don't know if that was a mod that they created or if it's an active mod that I can find somewhere that I can utilize. So you're going to have to give me time to figure it out. If it's something I can do, I have no problem working on it and trying to get it configured. But even if I found it today, it's not configured. So it can't go on until it's configured, because I'm not going to just let something come on the server that isn't set up properly. So for now, please be patient and just understand whatever restrictions are in place are the ones that are actually in place on this server. So there are only the 4 deities. I know one of them, I don't know which one, but I know one of them says you can't mine, for instance. One of them says you can't dig. One of them says no chopping wood. That sort of thing. Um, if that's what it says, that means that you're restricted to not doing it. Um, at some point, I would like to change that because I would like to be able to allow priests to do everything that everybody else is. In fact, I would like to kind of do the same thing Mythmore was doing and encourage everyone to become a priest because there wouldn't be any restrictions. You just have the benefits and bonuses that those deities give you. Okay, that is not the case right now, so please understand I can't do anything about that just yet. So that for those of you that are wondering how it's all working and whether or not the restrictions are there, yes, the restrictions are there, but it's because I haven't been able to configure anything, and until I can, those are going to be in place. So choose your deity wisely, because if you choose poorly and you keep praying and you get faith or whatnot, and then you change deities later, it's all for naught. You lose all your faith and everything. You got to basically start over. Um, I don't know how the priesthood stuff works or any of that stuff, so until I can figure all that stuff out, you're kind of stuck with basically vanilla. You're stuck with what you would get on an official Worm Online server. Um, so I'm working on doing a lot of different things. And I mean, honestly, you guys are lucky that the altars themselves are even working right now. There's a lot of private servers that just simply can't get them working, and we ran that risk as well. They, for whatever reason, the altars do not like custom maps. This is a custom map. You're not going to find this map on another server. It's a custom map, so um, it's amazing that they actually work. We don't have any priests yet on this server. We got a few people that are praying their faith up and what have you, but there's no priest just yet. Once we get a priest or two, they can start casting spells and we can make sure that the spells are working. But all of it's, I mean, this is still a pretty doggone new server. So there's a lot of little ins and outs that we're not certain about, that we're still testing, that we're still tweaking. But we're going to keep going and we're going to keep you guys informed best we can. So that is going to be it for. Oh, there we go. That's a pretty decent view. Got La Villa and Valeria. I don't know. The V Moon, all in one shot. We don't need climbing on, that's for sure. But that's going to be it for server news. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. You got a little bit of information, and yeah, we'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Iron Man saga. But we'll see. I'm still not top notch. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but been trying to get some stuff dealt with in the game and on the server. So that's about all I've got at the moment. I'm hoping I'll be on here to record tomorrow. If I am, well, great, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Um, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, um, share the videos, leave a comment down below if you got any questions, comments, questions about the server, questions in general, suggestions, tips, tricks, whatever. I'd love to hear them. I try to respond to everybody. But that is it for me. I am out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.